What is soul trafficking? First, let me state, this is part one of a several-part series. We all know what human trafficking is, but what is soul trafficking? That's a term I've originated. Human trafficking is the illegal exploitation of individuals through force for prostitution or other forms of servitude. Soul trafficking is the spiritual exploitation of those who have fallen under the spell of a persuasive religious personality or cult leader. Simply put, soul trafficking is a form of witchcraft in the church and among unsuspecting Christians. I refer to this form of involuntary human utilization as soul trafficking because it is mind control of the soul by manipulating the emotions and feelings of vulnerable individuals. Soul traffickers may range from Eastern gurus who claim a quick path to God consciousness by meditation to certain dynamic Christian personalities who engulf their followers in an emotional environment which discourages independent critical thinking. That can be witchcraft. Consider soul trafficking in the world of the occult and the New Age. No rational individual could believe that standing in a witch's sacred circle, drawn in the dirt with an athabe, that's a sacred sword, could conjure something helpful. No incisive thinker would be hooked on a belief that planets millions of miles away could exert influence on those on Earth born under a certain arbitrary star sign, or that extraterrestrial aliens of a higher consciousness and intelligence has something to say to us down here. Hogwash. But occult soul traffickers keep going back to the same cesspool of spiritualism to contaminate sincere souls. As Deuteronomy 4:19 warns, take heed lest you lift your eyes to the heavens, and when you see the sun, the moon, and the stars, and all the hosts of heaven, you feel driven to worship them and serve them. The theologies of Christian soul traffickers are widely divergent, but the practical result is groupthink, homogeny in theology. The process of soul trafficking usually centers on teachings that appear to be new and unique, simple answers to perplexing questions. Questions like, why am I not prospering financially? Why am I not healed? What is God's will for my life? Why aren't my prayers answered? These are honest and legitimate questions every Christian has. And most preachers won't consider the possibility that demonic bondage might be involved. So, enter the soul trafficker to answer honest inquiries with simplified solutions. The trafficker offers a concise explanation based on some new revelatory prophetic insight that will resolve everything. Just follow the prescribed spiritual formula and life will fall into place emotionally, financially, physically, spiritually, even politically. Just do this, whatever this is, all will be solved. No curse breaking, no deliverance. But there's a price to pay when a Christian falls prey to a soul trafficker. The soul trafficker has formed a soul tie with the seeker. When the bait is taken, the unsuspecting individual has become an extension of whatever the trafficker offers. If this is hard to understand, think Jim Jones, David Koresh, Sun Myung Moon, Hare Krishna, and further back, Joseph Smith Jr. of the Mormons and Charles Taze Russell of the Jehovah's Witnesses. Beware the witchcraft that works through soul traffickers who want your allegiance in exchange for an undisclosed control over your mind. Heed the warning of 1 Thessalonians chapter 1, verse 5 through 6. For our gospel did not come to you in word only, but also in power and in the Holy Spirit and in much assurance, as you know what kind of men we were among you for your sake. And you became followers of us and of the Lord, having received the word in much affliction with joy of the Holy Spirit. To quote Paul, before you fall prey to a soul trafficker, consider what kind of man or woman is among you. I want you to be sure to be watching for part 2 of this series when I explain how soul trafficking works through the concepts of instant karma and the dubious words from the Lord. But in the meantime, beware soul traffickers.
Your financial support and prayers make it possible for us to bring hope for the hurting and freedom to those in spiritual bondage. For the latest information regarding ministry outreaches, go to boblarson.org or call 303-980-1511.